Hey everybody, Troy here with Henderson Race Shop. As you know, we're a fab shop. We spend a lot of time either building cars or we build parts that we sell to you and help you build your own hot rods. This winter, I've kind of been spending my time diving more into roll cages. Now, we get cars coming in the shop all the time, like this pickup and this Nova back here that needs some cage work done, and we're happy to do that. But, in the past, it's always been kind of one-off stuff. And I've really had an interest in trying to design these cages as kits, and I've been wanting to do it for a while, so I made some pretty big purchases. I picked up a CNC tube cutter, and then I also just picked up a CNC tube bender. So my goal is to really start taking these and making them where I can ship them out to you. And I really want to make them as easy to put together as possible because they're a ton of work. I've done a lot of them, and I know you spend a lot of time custom, you try to put stuff together, and it's difficult. So I've got a few of them done. I think I'm gonna show you a couple of these out here right now, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of stuff I've done with the website and kind of what my ideas are. So let's take a look. Okay, first up for you second gen S10 guys. This is gonna be one of the first ones we've added to the catalog. And I've actually got 3 versions of it right now. An 850 cage, which is what this truck is. This one goes through the dash. We also have a version where it will go behind the dash. And if you want something that's just gonna get you like 1150 rated, we also have a roll bar option. It won't have the front bars in it. So some of the stuff that we think was really gonna help assemble these cages, we are going to put saddle locations in all the tubing to help you assemble it. Now, when you wanna know what a saddle location is, it's hard to show right here because everything's put together, but luckily I've got a test piece right here. I can see this. This is an actual etch in the tubing. So we are going to etch where all the tubes intersect and run into each other. And what that does is it saves you and I from trying to add a ton of dimensions and trying to figure out where all these tubes hit. So instead of giving you a dimension on this main hoop to hit this door bar on, there's gonna be an etch mark right there. We're gonna etch all this stuff for you, and that's how we did this one. All this stuff was etched. Another thing we're gonna do on all these cages is put part numbers in them. Everything's gonna have its own part number, like this one does right here. This is a 10194 for the harness bar in the back of this truck. So we'll give you a bill of material so you'll know every single bar will have a part number, so it'll be easy to identify and you know where the thing's gonna go. Something else we're gonna do on a lot of these cages is we're gonna roll these. I roll all the main hoops. I don't know if you can see this, but we put a nice gentle roll in them so it fits the roof line. We do the same thing in the roof bar. Let me back up a little bit so you can see this. This one's all stripped apart. So we gotta get the headliner out of the way. But we're gonna roll all of these. It's a little extra work, but I think it's worth it. Everything just fits so nice when you do that. Now when you order these, especially in an 850 configuration, I'm gonna give you some options. On the door bars, this one's bent, so it'll clear factory interior. If you're just gonna put a straight panel in it, I'm gonna give you an option for a straight bar. I'm also gonna give you 2 more options where you can have a swing out with a straight bar or with a bar that's gonna clear this. And that's how you're gonna start this out. I got all this set up on the website. I'll show you it here in a minute. Another thing we're gonna do is give you optional bars. You know, an 850 cage can change a little bit depending on whether you've modified the floor, whether you modified the firewall. You might have to add some more bars. So we'll have a number of bars available. You know, if you need the dash bar, like, I don't know if you can see it. There it is. This one's got a dash bar in it. If you want secondary door bars put in it, that's easy to do. We can add that. If you need rocker bars put in it, like if you modified the floor, you need to have a rocker bar in the thing. If you want a diagonal in it, this one does not. But if you want a roof diagonal put in it, you know, a little extra security up there or someplace to mount the parachute handle, that'll be easy to do. Or rear X's. You know, this one has that set up. You can put that in too. Something else we're gonna offer is a full prep option. Usually when you order these cage kits, the tubes show up raw and you know, you gotta clean the things up. If you don't wanna mess with that, if you wanna save time on assembly and weld, we can send it out fully polished. The tubes come notched. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, but all of these cages are gonna come fully notched. So you just assemble them, but we will clean the notch up. We'll hit it with the barrel sander, we'll deburr it, and then we'll also clean up the inside of the tube. That way it's ready to go. Drop it together, hopefully just a tiny bit of fitting, because there's always a little bit, right? Weld the thing up, paint it. That's what our goal is, to try to make this thing as easy as possible. Another thing we're gonna do on these, depending on what kind of configuration, whether you got frame rails or unibody, on this one it's got frame rails, so the cage has to go through the truck floor. We are going to cut out and send you filler panels, because you're gonna have to knock holes in the floor so you can go through and hit the frame. So I actually got all this stuff drawn up in the computer, so why not? I'll just cut it out of 20 gauge and send you a 4-pack of these patch panels. That way you don't have to make them yourself. I can go ahead and fit them correctly so they hit the tube angle right, and then all you got to do is trim the edges. Next up is our cage that would fit 68 to 74 Novas. Here's a look at the one that's in the shop right now. So this is what we use to design the kit that's on the website now. We've scanned this one. I've done these cars in the past, but I started fresh. You know, I wanted to use this scan, try to get the cage to fit as tight as possible. So I was able to make a few little tweaks on it. You can check this thing out. Just like the S10, we fit the main hoop nice and tight. We roll it so it fits the contour of the roofline. I think it just looks killer. We do the same thing for the roof bar. It's also rolled. All this, you know, 1.5/8", all the main bars, chrome moly. Everything's chrome moly. It's got some floor plates, 1/8" floor plates, because this is a unibody car. Now on the Novas, I offer those as an option, which is really nice. They're bent up. They're hard to see, but there they are right there, because you got to mount it somehow. So that'll save you a lot of time. If you want to purchase those, you can purchase those with your cage. And it's got some extra bars too. We put the extra diagonals in this one. We put the rocker bars in it, I think in the back. Yeah, we put the diagonals back there. So I've got all that stuff available. Window net kit. This has got a window net kit in it. We make our own window net kit. Super nice. So this cage right now, I only have this version of it. If people want to do one behind the dash, you know, I'll add that. And if they want just a roll bar version, I'll add that. And then I'm going to take these and then we're going to start going up from here. You know, we'll probably do 25.5 next, you know, keep a stock floor, and then maybe we'll bump that up to a 25.2, cut the thing out, you know, put a new floor in it. We'll add maybe strut front ends and start adding tail ends to it, some stuff like that. So it just takes time. There's a lot of time that goes into designing all this stuff. So as people demand it, we'll start adding it all. Okay, and that's what I got right now. I do have also a cage for a Tri-5 Chevy loaded. I've done one of those in the past, so I went ahead and got that one loaded up. And then I've got several more lined up. We've got a bunch of these we're gonna do. It's just time consuming. I mean, it takes probably a couple hundred hours every time you gotta design one of these things. So I'm gonna be working on all this for a while. And then I had quite a bit of time in the website. That was the next thing. I really wanted to make it user-friendly as possible. So let's just go check that out, actually. I'm gonna show that to you next. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the website. So hendersonraceshop.com, go to products, and then go to premium roll cage kits. And like I said, I've only got 3 cars on the website right now. I'm working on more. This stuff just takes time. It's super labor intensive, so we'll grow. Here's the second gen S10 we talked about. I've got 3 versions of it. We've got roll bar, we've got behind the dash, and then we've got through the dash. We got the Nova cage, and then I've got a Tri-5 Chevy that I've done too. You know, I've done a lot more than this, but I haven't went back and hit them with the scanner and check the cage to see if there's any adjustments I can make. I really want these things to fit nice, so I'm holding off on the rest of them until I get the cars back in the shop. Let's take a look at the Through the Dash S10 cage, which is the one that was just sitting out there. I've got it right here. What you're going to notice is all of the 3D models that you can see, these pictures of 3D models, have the body so you can see how it fits, which I think is super cool. Let me click this and blow it up so you can see how it actually fits. But, you know, I left it translucent. That way you can see the cage and you can see the fit really well. You can see the bars are colored, you know, that's going to tell you what size they are. Here's why I got some stuff called out, you know, so you can see that these tubes are rolled. Here's the saddle marks I was telling you about earlier, so you'll know how to fit these up when you weld these things together. Part numbers. This one gets the filler plates that I was talking about. So I send these out too. You trim them up, you drop them in place once you get the cage done. That way you don't have to figure out how to fill those holes back in yourself. I take care of that for you. There's what they look like. Here's just a few more shots. This truck's got a lot of work ahead of it, but we got a new cage in it, so it's a good start. So here's the interface. You're going to start out with the door bar options. You got to start out with the door bars. Whether or not you want swing outs on an 850 cage is your first question. And then whether or not you've got to stock door panels is your second question. So that gives you four different options. You got to pick that out and then move in from there. Um, if you don't need the floor filler plates, if you're doing something special, you can turn this off. I won't send them. Otherwise, they're no charge. I include them. Something that's cool, all the tubes that I consider um, optional but popular, I added down here. And when you click on them, a photo comes up and it highlights just that bar. So you can see what bar we're talking about and how it's going to look in the truck or in the car. So you can see this change and you can see all these bars right now. That's a cool touch. It took a long time to figure out how to make all this stuff, I'm not going to lie, but I think it really helps. It can be confusing when you're trying to go through all the options and you're trying to decide what do I actually need. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. And then when you get down here, oh, here's the full prep package I talked about. So if you want the tube to show up and you want it to look like that, that's what you're going to get with a full prep. Inside, outside, everything's clean, deburred, ready to go. Weld it, polish it, or it's already polished. Weld it up and paint it. Um, just a bunch of notes on everything I've talked about already. I'm not going to go into this a whole lot. We've got some hyperlinks here for some of the options you're going to want. You know, I make a bunch of stuff that will help finish the cage off, whether it's a window net or the bungs or my seat mounts. You know, I'm kind of known for my seat mounts. I've got all those in here too. Now, if you're curious about what this thing's going to look like, it's going to have to come on a pallet. I've got a couple of shots here of some I've done. We'll band it down. We're going to send it out. You know, we'll give you some instructions. We'll give you all the parts on the pallet. This one didn't come fully prepped. If it came fully prepped, it'd be polished. So that'd be something that'd be a little bit different there. And then we wrap it up when we're done. So it's going to need to go to a location that's got a forklift or a loading dock. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay a little extra for residential. So keep that in mind. And yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Um, I'm excited for these. I think they're fun to work on. They're challenging. It takes a lot of time, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. And if you guys are in the Kansas City area and you've got cars that aren't on here that you're interested in getting a cage designed for, you know, let me know because if it's something that I think is fairly popular, I want to add it to the catalog and I can work with you, probably give you a good deal because I need to get it in the shop and add it. So hit me up. If you have any questions, reach out. Thanks. We'll see you.